A Day in the Life of Dennis Terrell. You ever see people, they can't make decisions? They pass the buck, wait for somebody else to make the decision. They don't want to make the decision. They don't want to be the one holding the bag. Or they don't want to take responsibility for the decisions they make. That's why a lot of relationships fail because one person can't make a decision or they can't make a decision together. When you're grown, you make a decision. No matter how it ends, you make the decision. Every decision you make is not going to be right. That's why you got to make sure you have guidance. You got to make sure you do research. And you got to make sure that you know enough before you make a decision. There's nothing wrong with asking somebody that's mature than you or no more than you and say, hey, I need your help. I need your assistance thinking about making this decision, and it'll help you out. If you married, there's nothing wrong with discussing with your spouse. Yeah, I'm thinking about this decision, and y'all talk about it, and then you go make the decision. Because if you married, you have a wife, and an important decision to be made, well, where you're gonna live, or if you're gonna move or not, y'all should sit down and discuss that. You should consider your wife. You should consider your husband before you just up and move, because that might be a bad decision. That's why you got to sit up and decide if you're going to make a good decision or not. Making life choices is not easy. That's why you got to put yourself in the best situation possible so you can make good decisions. Perfect example of what I'm talking about. Every month you got to pay rent. Or if you got a mortgage, you got to pay your mortgage at the end of the year. You got to pay your electric bill. Got to pay your gas bill. Certain bills have to be paid. If you have a car note, you have to pay your car note. So those decisions are no-brainers. Okay, I got to do this. This is going to happen, so I'm going to make sure my bills get paid. You should not be trying to decide if you're going to pay your bills or not. That should happen. But when you're talking about life decisions, should I marry this man or should I marry this girl? You should really think about if this person is best for you. When you talk about job opportunities or you talk about moving up in the world, you should always consider the pros and cons of everything. And life is not always going to be cut and dry. Sometimes you're going to have bumps in the road. That's what's going to happen. Sometimes you have life-altering decisions, like you get sick, one of your relatives die, your wife passed away, or your husband passed away. Now you got to make a life-altering decision. That's why it's important to always get all the facts. It's important not always to think with your heart. You got to do what's best for you. And you have to make a sound decision. That's what life is about. When you're grown, you make grown decisions. And that's for anybody. You have to make grown decisions in life so you can be better, so you can do better. Like I tell people, you're not in high school anymore. You're not in school anymore. You shouldn't be acting like you in high school and you in your 30s or you in your 40s. You should be making grown decisions. Sometimes you got to make real life choices. Sometimes you get in different situations where you got to make changes. That's just what it is. So you got to be willing to make better decisions. You got to be willing to make better choices and make sure you're doing everything you can to evolve. That's why it's so important that you get you a business started. You have your own business. It's so important that you don't have to go to a job every day, because when you go to a job every day, you getting that company rich. You're not getting yourself rich. They can fire you at any time, or they can close the doors. Now what you're going to do? Like I told you before in past videos, you're not going to fire yourself. You're not going to hate on yourself. So you should always be coming up with a game plan to better your life. Always. You should always be thinking one step ahead. You don't want to be comfortable where you at. You don't want to just be stagnant. You want to grow. Constantly grow. Constantly get better. Say, okay, I got to get better. I got to make my life better. I got to do whatever I can to evolve. Go to the next level. It's all about your mindset. Once you change your mind, you can make better decisions. Always want to learn something new every day. Always want to do something to better your life. It comes down to bettering your life, bettering your chances. Because if you better your life, you got better chances to succeed in life. That's what it's about. So that's what you're going to think about is, what can I do to succeed out of life? You don't just want to stay the same. Can you imagine every day you get older, but you never grow? You're stuck in the same spot. You're not growing. You're not doing better. You're not being better. You're constantly stuck. Okay, I'm going to be the same person I was 15 years ago. I'm going to be the same person I was 10 years ago. I'm not going to make no changes. I'm not going to be different. I'm not going to be better. So basically, you stun your own growth. Like I told you before, you can be in your own way. Sometimes you just make bad decisions. Everything you think about, everything you do is bad, or you love drama, and that creates problems. So sometimes you got to look at the mirror at yourself. What am I doing to better my life? What am I doing to make changes? What can I do to be better? It comes a point where you have to look at yourself. You want to make good decisions. You want to make better decisions. You have to make changes in your life where you can say, look, I'll be better and do better. That's what it should come down to. If you stuck at the same spot and you're not getting any better, what are you feeding your mind? What are you reading? What are you learning? What are you looking at? Sometimes too much TV can ruin you. Sometimes too much video games can ruin you. Sometimes just instead of taking time out and learning something new, you too busy enjoying life. You gotta take time out to learn something. Don't misunderstand me. I like video games, I like television, but sometimes you gotta say, wait, time out. What did I learn today? What am I doing with my time? What am I learning? How can I better myself? How can I be better? How can I improve myself? That's what it's about, self-improvement. If you self-improve and make yourself better, then you can make great decisions. But if you only learn what you learned last year and you didn't evolve, how can you make better decisions? You're going to make the exact same decision that you made that was a mistake because you didn't learn nothing from the mistake you made. For you to make better decisions, you got to learn more in life. You got to evolve. The more you evolve, the better you'll be. Damn life, a Dennis Terrell.